All I'm trying to figure out is where's my award at? I didn't get nothing. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is I, Matthew, aka Snacks XXV, here with another video for you. This is video number 35. I thank you guys so much for tuning in, and as always, I am super excited to be here with you. Last night was the Game Awards, you guys. Everybody else was out partying, going to friends' house, eating snacks, doing all sorts of cool stuff. I'm sitting at home in the couch watching the Video Game Awards. I was so happy to see the Video Game Awards. The reason is last year they kind of reinvented the Game Awards, and it was awesome. They had a really good show. 2 years ago, they did something called like VGX, and it was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. They had Joel McHale host it, and he was throwing shade at everybody who likes video games the entire time. It was not a good experience. I did not like it, but last year, Jeff Keighley came through, reinvented the Game Awards, and made it much better show. So I was really excited to see it, and this year was great as well. Had some really cool things, a few questionable things that we're going to get to and talk about, but overall it was a very good show. So I'm glad I got to watch that last night. First thing on questionables was Best Multiplayer, which, you know, Call of Duty Black Ops 3 was in there. Destiny, The Taken King was in there. Splatoon was in there. Splatoon won it. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Splatoon. It is a great, great game. It's so fun. Have a lot of fun with it. We have friends over all the time to play it. However, there needed to be two categories for multiplayer. One cooperative and one competitive multiplayer. Okay? The thing about Splatoon is it won Best Multiplayer. However, there is not a system within the game to communicate with other people. So I don't understand how a game with no communication component, no chat, no voice chat, can be declared Best Multiplayer. I'm not really understanding that. I think it should have went to Destiny, The Taken King, because Destiny is an extremely cooperative game. Has anybody who ever voted on that thing, have you guys ever done a raid before? That requires intense cooperation and communication, which I think would qualify for Best Multiplayer Game. I don't think Splatoon should have got it, even though I do love Splatoon, but I don't think it's the epitome of what a multiplayer game should be. So anyway, there was a new world premiere after that. And there was like ink blots all over the screen, and it was gray, and then there was more ink blots, and I couldn't really understand what the dialogue was gearing towards, but it's another Telltale game, which is going to be Batman, a Batman themed Telltale game. So that's pretty exciting. I do enjoy the Telltale games. I haven't completed all of them. I've completed both of the Walking Deads. I've completed Tales from the Borderlands. I'm about halfway through The Wolf Among Us. I haven't touched Game of Thrones, and I'm halfway through Minecraft Story Mode. So there's a lot of them, and they're all usually pretty good. So I'm assuming this Batman will be no exception. I'm sure it'll be great as well. Then it got to Best Narrative, and that gets into story. And this game kept popping up all night, and I'm sorry to say that I've never heard of it. It's called Her Story. And it looked like kind of a live action interrogation type scene where this lady was being interrogated by the police or something like that. And I guess you've got to kind of integrate with that system. I don't really know. I have no idea what's going on. But that game won that award for Best Narrative. And it also won, I think, Best Voice Acting, which was confusing because the person who presented that award said, this lady, Viva something, I don't know what her name is, Viva something, for The Witcher 3. But she wasn't in The Witcher 3. She was in the Her Story game. So that was strange. Next Best Indie Game went to Rocket League. Now, Rocket League is the bomb. I played it quite a bit over this past weekend, and that's the first time I played it. It was on sale for like 11 bucks. I went for it. Rocket League won Best Indie, and I really enjoy Rocket League, and they also announced that it will be coming to Xbox One very soon. So I thought that was appropriate. I haven't played a ton of the indie games that were featured there, but Rocket League definitely was something cool. Then it got to one of my favorite trailers throughout the show was an Xbox exclusive, which has been scheduled to come out for like 7.5 years by now. It's Quantum Break, and that's made by one of my favorite studios, Remedy, who made games like Alan Wake and Max Payne. So Remedy's coming out with this game called Quantum Break, which will also coincide with a live-action TV show type thing. So kind of like Defiance, but the game's nothing like Defiance. Defiance had that TV show that coincided with the game, and what happened on the TV show affected the game and vice versa. I think the same type of idea is going into Quantum Break, but Quantum Break looks like much better of a game. The dude who plays Iceman in the X-Men movies stars in the Quantum Break game. So I'm pretty excited. I'm not sure if he'll star in the TV show, but if he did, that'd be cool too. I don't know how that's all going to work, but they showed a trailer for it. There was no gameplay, but there was a little bit more of the story explained, and it showed off a little bit more of his time-stopping powers that he acquired. So that looks pretty cool. I was excited to see more from Quantum Break. Most anticipated game went to No Man's Sky. And No Man's Sky's been on every E3 show for like the past 4 or 5 years, which is pretty crazy. So that got most anticipated game was No Man's Sky. And then they did a tribute to Satoru Iwata, which was very nice, very heartfelt. Reggie Fils-Aimé got up there and he talked a little bit about Satoru Iwata and everything that he's brought to the game, and it was a nice moment. And then Ben Harper got up there and sang a song. It was pretty cool. Then they talked about Hideo Kojima, who won Best Action Adventure Game for Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. However, Konami, those busters, would not let Hideo Kojima come to the Game Awards to accept the award. I don't know what's going on between Konami and Hideo Kojima, but they don't like each other. Something's going on, and they have legally prevented Hideo Kojima from representing Metal Gear Solid at any award show. And Jeff Keighley threw him out there. They're like, he was basically talking about how Konami's preventing him from doing that, which got all these boos from the crowd. And it was definitely deserved. I mean, Konami, you know that Hideo Kojima is the brains behind Metal Gear Solid. It's pretty disrespectful of you to leave him out of the show like that and not let him accept awards for the work that he did. So I wasn't really feeling that, but Best Action Adventure went to Metal Gear Solid 5, which I think is well deserved, even though I haven't played it. That's going to be a recurring theme of this video. I ain't played it yet. And then they got to Developer of the Year. Developer of the Year went to CD Projekt Red, who did The Witcher 3. And again, it's a game that I have not played fully to completion, but I've heard amazing things about. And I thought it was going to go to Bethesda because of Fallout 4 and Fallout Shelter, but I'm glad that it didn't, because Fallout 4 has been out for maybe 3-4 weeks now, and everybody's going crazy over it. I'm sure it's a great game. I just don't think I enjoy it that much. So I played about 4 or 5 hours of The Witcher and I enjoyed it. I played about 2 hours of Fallout 4 and I was pretty frustrated. I wanted to snap the disc in half. And we can talk about that in another video, but Developer of the Year went to CD Projekt Red for The Witcher 3. And then finally, Game of the Year, which I was excited to see that Super Mario Maker was in the running for this. They did not win. I don't think it's Game of the Year, but I do think it was a great Nintendo game. Also, Bloodborne was in there. I think Rise of the Tomb Raider was in there. The Witcher 3, Fallout 4, I think were the nominees. I could be wrong about Rise of the Tomb Raider. But anyway, it went to, drumroll, The Witcher 3. Fallout 4 did not get it again, which I was still pleased about. I haven't played as much of Witcher 3 as I'd like, but I was glad Fallout 4 didn't get it, man. Because I feel like that's a good game, but I don't feel like it's the game to play this year. That's just my opinion, and that's what this channel's for, is for my opinion. So the Game Awards were really cool. I enjoyed it. There was a weird performance by Deadmau5. He was super awkward, and I don't watch a lot of Deadmau5 to know whether he's awkward all the time, but it was a little bit awkward. But I really like the Game Awards this year. I can't wait to see more as those Game Awards get bigger and bigger. Oh yeah, Shaq Fu, The Legend Reborn got announced, so we got a new Shaq Fu game coming. Shaq was on there. That was pretty cool, and they also announced some esports partnerships with TBS, so really cool stuff. So hopefully Game Awards next year is just as good, if not better. I will be there to watch it. As always, my name is Matthew, aka SnacksXXV. You can find me on Twitch, you can find me on Twitter, you can find me on the Instagrams. I'm there all the time. Definitely check me out. I'm going to be streaming a little bit of Just Cause 3 as well as Rainbow Six Siege, along with my tried and true Destiny. So definitely follow me there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And as always, you guys have an awesome day.